What's up, everybody? This is Cassio with Cassio Logic, and have I got a video for you. This is the video that I was actually promising you guys from my previous vlog, my top 20 all-time favorite movies of all time. This list changes. I'm simply just going to give you guys my top 20 movies. It's really in no particular order. I mean, if you've seen my page, you guys know my number one favorite movie is. All the other films, they kind of fall within the category of I love them all. Without further ado, my top 20 films of all time. Number 20, Shaolin Soccer. Shaolin Soccer is a film by Stephen Chow. It's the same director that made Kung Fu Hustle. It's one of my favorite comedies. It's hilarious. Haven't seen Shaolin Soccer, please watch it. And don't forget to put on English subtitles, by the way. Number 19, Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Another comedy that just has me in stitches. The comedy is unmatched. It's just a hilarious movie. I love comedies, but it's like a specific kind of comedy is what really kind of gets me. But number 19, my favorite film is Monty Python and the Holy Grail. Number 18, Jackie Chan's Drunken Master. First of all, Jackie Chan is amazing, and he's made so many movies. This movie in particular, for some reason, it spoke to me. It's got comedy, it's got action, it's got a family drama, and it delivers a lot of other things as well. I love the movie. It always stays going. It's got incredible action in it. Great fight scenes. Jackie Chan is Jackie Chan. You know what I mean? I love seeing his do his thing. I love seeing him work. But Jackie Chan's Drunken Master, definitely one of the films that I want to have down as one of my favorite movies of all time. Number 17, Disney's Tarzan. So Disney's Tarzan is my favorite Disney movie of all time. Oh, but this movie's better. What about this movie? I get it. Trust me. I get it. Tarzan just stood out to me. The thing is, Tarzan, the way he moved, it was very sleek, almost like a ninja. I loved seeing him move. There's a scene with him and Cheetah. He picks up the cheetah, he does the Tarzan scream, and that's just a moment for me. It's definitely worth the watch. I love Disney's Tarzan. Number 16, Back to the Future 2. In my opinion, is the greatest 80s movie ever created. And I can make another video explaining to everybody why. Part 1 was great, but then part 2 travels back to part 1. So part 2 is Marty McFly revisiting the first movie, and you see actual first movie clips. Robert Zemeckis just outdid himself on that film. Number 15, Karate Kid Part 1. When I was a kid, I was bullied a lot. And this is basically what Karate Kid is. It's about a kid who was bullied. He had to learn karate, and I thought it was a beautiful story about the relationship between him and Mr. Miyagi, as well as an underdog story about overcoming hardships. The moment at the end of the movie, Daniel performs the crane kick, is one of the greatest movie moments ever. Number 14, Beat Street, the king of the beat. I see you rocking that beat from across the street. Beat Street was one of those movies, gritty New York films about these kids are basically trying to find themselves through hip hop. Rocksteady Crew versus New York City Breakers. My love for Beat Street fueled my b-boy career that lasted about 10 years. My entire life was dancing. A lot of what fueled that was what I watched. Beat Street was one of the things that just propelled me forward, continuing my b-boy career. Number 14, Beat Street. Number 13, 8 Mile. It might be a surprise to some people that this is on my list. 8 Mile was one of the only films that accurately portrayed hip hop. It's also an underdog story. It really gave us that raw feeling of an underground hip hop venue. Movies like Battle of the Year, Honey, Step Up, and even You Got Served didn't really capture the hip-hop essence. 8 Mile captured it. 8 Mile actually captured that gritty feel, that hip-hop feel. You know, there's an underground, gritty, kind of a raw element to the hip-hop community. Number 12, La Haine, The Hate. This is probably the only film that's on my list that I didn't know about until film school. It was made back in 1995. It's a French film. I like gritty films. I don't like film to be polished. I don't like for them to be too perfect. I like for them to feel real. When something is too polished, it loses realism. La Haine was a very gritty film. It's in black and white. I think you can Google it and you can literally see the entire film online right now. You can find it with English subtitles. By all means, please watch it. It's a great film. Number 11, Bad Boys. The reason why this is my favorite film, this was the first time that we saw Will Smith and Martin Lawrence in a movie screen at the same time. Michael Bay, before he got his hands on Turtles and Transformers, was actually making movies that were good. He's actually making really good movies. It was the first time I saw that kind of action at my age when it came out. This is the first time I saw, that kind of action on screen, and it's by Will Smith and Martin Lawrence. Having two well-known comedians, Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, two people that I've watched anyway, have both of them in a buddy cop movie exceeded my expectation. I walked out of that theater being so satisfied with that movie that I saw it again and again and again. Number 10, Friday. I guess I don't really have to give that much explanation for Friday. I mean, Friday is Friday. First time we saw Chris Tucker. It's a great movie, funny movie, great comedy. People still quote that movie even today. I don't think Friday needs that much explanation. I just love Friday. Friday's a great movie. Number 9, Die Hard with a Vengeance. Die Hard movies kind of like go down in history as one of the greatest action film franchises there is. I was a big fan of Die Hard with a Vengeance, the one with Samuel L. Jackson. I felt it was the best mixture of action, Samuel L. Jackson, Bruce Willis, their chemistry on screen, riddles and things like that. I'm trying to figure the riddles out while they saying it. Okay, 2 sacks, each sack. Wait, hang on, hold up. I want to figure the puzzle out before they get it. If you put 1 gallon into the 3 gallon, how do you put the 2 gallon in the 1? So 3 gallons, and then you supposed to end up with 4 gallons? Number 8, Terminator II Judgment Day. This was my introduction to R-rated movies. A lot of movies want to just cut to the chase. The entire movie was a chase. The helicopter, that T-1000 took over, the T-800 blowing up, Cyberdyne. No question why Terminator 2 is the best action film of the 1990s. Dare I say of all time. Number 7, Captain America Civil War. I know I'm going to get some flack for this, but I enjoyed Captain America Civil War a little bit more than I enjoyed Infinity War and Endgame. Endgame had moments. One of the greatest movie moments ever was Avengers Assemble. The entire film as a whole, for me, didn't really speak to me as much as Civil War did. So I love Civil War. And it was the introduction of Black Panther into the MCU. Number 6, Blade. The first Blade movie is what jump-started the MCU. I remember me and my friends watched Blade for the first time. It was just amazing, the amount of action, realism, fighting. One great thing about Blade was the casting. Wesley Snipes was perfect for Blade. Whistler was casted well. Deacon Frost. The cast is amazing. The film is amazing. Blade is the best live action Blade we've ever gotten. Number 5, SpiderMan II. So SpiderMan II, in my opinion, is the best live action Spider-Man movie that's ever been created. Sorry, Homecoming. Sorry, Far From Home. Sam Raimi's Spider-Man 2 is the best Spider-Man film. Number 4, Avatar. A lot of people said this movie wasn't so good. It's Fern Gully. They copied this film. They copied that film. Film has been copied for its entire existence. Films were made from books. Other films were made from those films. Other films inspired other works of art. We can't fault a film because it's similar to other films or have been inspired by other films. The film itself is good. Avatar, in my opinion, is one of the greatest movies I've ever seen. You feel like you're part of that world. James Cameron actually created a different way to film IMAX. So Avatar for number 4. Number 3, Street Fighter, the animated movie. I'm a big gamer. Street Fighter is my favorite fighting game of all time. I was unaware that an animated movie was even made. It was so cool to see these characters animated on the screens. Street Fighter 2 animated movie is one of my favorite movies of all time. So that's number 3. Number 2, Kill Bill Volume 1. Quentin Tarantino is an amazing filmmaker. Kill Bill was the moment where people really started paying attention to Quentin Tarantino. He also doesn't follow a traditional style of filmmaking. He follows an older style of filmmaking, like old westerns. Kill Bill was amazing to me. I love Kill Bill. I love the soundtrack, the fighting, the blood, the absurdity of some of the kills that happen and things like that. I absolutely love Kill Bill Volume 1. My number 1 favorite film of all time is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 1. When I was a kid, 10 years old, I couldn't stop watching this movie. I had to stay true to 10-year-old me and keep Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles Part 1 as my favorite film of all time. That is number 1 of my list. So that's all 20. Thank you guys for kicking it with me. Thank you guys for listening to my top 20 movies of all time. I really appreciate you all. Please, by all means, share this video with your friends. Hit the subscribe button. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you feel. What are your top 20 favorite movies? What are your top 10? What's your number 1 favorite film? Don't forget to let me know what videos you would like to see from Cassio Logic. And if you guys have any films that I should watch, I could absolutely watch those films. I can give you critiques right here on Cassio Logic. This site is still under construction. Things may change throughout the course of my time here. Hopefully we can make those changes together. Hopefully we can collectively move forward and have a great time just talking about movies and nerd culture. Whew. That's all the time I have for today. Thank you all for sitting and listening to me talk about my love for film, the films that I love. Thank y'all for checking in. Thank y'all for tuning in to Cassio Logic. Please don't hesitate. Leave a message below. Let me know the movies that you love. Let me know how you feel about my list. Tell me what you think about my films. Thanks for tuning in. As always, this is Cassio with Cassio Logic, reminding you, don't believe the hype. Peace.
Lexjustsodope.
Cassio, 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 Cassio,